You're the God who answers prayers.
You can never ever change.
You're the hope of the hopeless.
You can never ever change.
Sustainer of the needy.
You can never ever change.
You're the essence of days.
You can never ever change.
Who can do the things you do, oh Baba?
You can never ever change.
You are God all by yourself, yeah.
Never ever change.
You never fail, you never die.
Never ever change.
Covenant keeping God.
Covenant keeping God.
Yes, sir.
I worship you today.
Sunday. Covenant.
Covenant keeping God. You can never ever change.
Yeah, yeah. Covenant keeping God.
Covenant keeping God. I worship you today. Covenant keeping God. You can never ever change.
Yes, you are the covenant keeping God. You never change, you never die. Yeah. Hey, I love what I can do, yeah.
Never ever change.
Hey, I'm a mama, see,
Never ever change.
Ubangiji, Masariki,
Never ever change.
Ukoke Goma, see,
Never ever change.
Eyes have seen, my ears have heard of your mighty deeds and powerful show of love towards me. Good shepherd, good lover. I join the angels to shout loud your praise. Idima, Idima, you pray. Oye nemema, imarama, there's your way. Idima, you pray. Oye nemema, imarama, there's your way. Oyo yo chimoma, holy sabinigwe. There is
Well, praise the Lord and God bless you, brothers and sisters, men and women. This is the voice of Bishop Frederick Abubakar Sidiki Suleiman Koma. And today is a very special program. On Impact today, I have two important guests. Very, very important guests. And, well, I have known this man for decades, but we'll come to that later. But I want them to introduce themselves, tell us their names, and etc., etc. Over to you, sir.
Oh, hello, everyone. I'm Phil, and the full name is Philip Oti. I'm a pastor in England, and somewhere in England called Scunthorpe. And we're glad to be here to be with Bishop and the rest of the family and church.
Thank you very much. I ordained me in England as an apostle evangelist. Over to you.
Okay. My name is Julie Oti. I am Pastor Phil's wife, and we serve together in the local church in Scunthorpe.
Wow. So we're having two people from Britain, from Scunthorpe. Yes, Scunthorpe is about a few hours from London. I was with them.
Moment, but it's had a very kind of sort of turbulent history, and we've been pastoring for almost 3 years now, and since we commissioned, we grown to near 50, and we have a congregation of about 10 or so nations actually. Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, so Pastor Philip actually is, I think originally you are from Ghana. So you got saved while you're in Ghana. Tell us something about your salvation experience.
Oh, I feel that my salvation experience is fantastic. I thought, everybody else got saved that way. Anyway, I was born into a Christian family, and my parents attended a congregational church, and that's how we were brought up. And at first I thought, oh, okay, my parents are Christians, and therefore automatically I'm a Christian. Only to realize later that God doesn't have grandchildren. Us children of God. He doesn't call us grandchildren of God. Anyway, so at the age of 16, the gospel hadn't been preached to me, but I felt in myself that I needed something more, there should be something more to life. But I didn't know really what the problem was. I didn't know how to get, the answer to my quest. And so I was in secondary school, one weekend, a Saturday, there was no school, of course, but I heard a voice in my right ear, actually, says, get ready and go to the school. It was so authoritative that I didn't question it. It was a man's voice, and I didn't question it at all. I really didn't know what sort of voice it was, who it was, but the authority in it was such that I did not question it. So I got dressed, I got ready, and went to the school. And the school is quite a distance away, so I took the public transport, which would be the equivalent of the Poda in Sierra Leone, and I went to the compound. I knew there wouldn't be anyone there, but I had to do what I'd heard. So I got to the compound, and miraculously, I just got a revelation of the Lord, a revelation of how to be born again. Up to that point, no one really had explained to me how to be born again, but it was like a flash. Everything came to me like a flash, and in an instant, I got that knowledge and understanding of what Jesus had done for me on the cross, paid the price for my sin, and risen again from the dead, and the fact that I had to receive Him into my life. And I was so shy that even though there was no one around, I looked for an empty classroom, I knelt down and received Jesus.
Wow.
Into my heart. Hallelujah. So that's just how it happened.
That's a spectacular experience. I've never heard about that kind of experience before. Very spectacular, very, very, woo. Wow, wow. Well, you came to Freetown many years ago. So tell us when was your first visit of Sierra Leone, and where were you working when you came?
Well, I first came to Freetown in I think it was February of 1982.
Wow.
And I came with a view to look for, a non-teaching job. I think as Bishop, you know that being a friend of mine, since then, I made it clear to you I didn't want to teach. I want to go into teaching, which I'd been doing before I came here. I came to Freetown. But so it was a real struggle, and in the end, I gave up the fight. And I really do remember the day when Bishop said, Philip, I want to tell you something. I've got something to tell you. But I knew straight away what it was going to be.
Okay.
So I just assured you that it's okay, the fight is over. I've given in to the Lord now, so I want to do what the Lord wants.
Ah,
so teach.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I said that to you.
You did.
And the Holy Ghost bore witness in your spirit.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Amen.
That's awesome. So what school are you teaching, and what subject?
I went to teach at the Albert Academy, Berry Street, and I taught French, up to A-level standard.
Ah, wow. So I think many of your students may be listening to you now. And they will say, oh, remember that voice. Remember that voice. That was the teacher would say, is coming to Chapel. Come. I said, so, yeah, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, did you enjoy teaching French?
I really did enjoy teaching French. Even though towards the end, I cannot, because of the response of the students and all that, they might have been losing interest. So that impacted me as well, where I wasn't even revising anything before going to school. So I think I lost a bit of interest. In the end, I had to leave after teaching for maybe 4 years or so. I left to go into tourism, where I joined
Yazbek.
Yazbek tours, taking French tourists around either the city or in the countryside or something like that. Going to the beaches and so on. So.
Oh wow, that's a phenomenal experience. And we drove to Albert Academy. I think was it on Monday.
Yes.
I mean, what was your? I mean, tell us how you felt. How you felt that moment compared to when you were a teacher, then you came back again to visit the old school. Yeah, how did you feel like?
It brought me nearly to tears, really, seeing my old school, my old workplace. And I know the headmaster is a new one. He's not the one we had before.
Yeah.
Been through various
Mr. Vandy, yeah?
and so forth. Looking at some of the buildings and how they changed the use of those buildings and so forth. But I could tell people, about the assembly hall. I knew we didn't go to the staff room, but I knew the staff room is upstairs and so forth. It was such a great occasion, bringing back, memories flood right back, when you see something that you were doing before.
I think when we were a teacher, the boarding school, the boarding home was
That's right.
operational.
Yeah.
But now I think it's defunct. I don't know what's
Yeah.
really
I
happened.
don't know really. I don't think I was able to ask that question. But, I remember Mr. Kuru was in charge of that boarding home for boys. Yeah.
Okay, so you taught at Albert Academy, you worked with the tourist industry, and then finally you decided to pursue studies in biblical, whatever it is. So when did you leave Sierra Leone and where did you go to study?
Okay, I left Sierra Leone in March of 1987, and I went to study at the college called International Bible Training Institute, IBTI. It's changed a little bit now, but that's where I went, and I did a diploma there in,
No, you did a diploma,
yeah.
and it was in the Bible school you met your wife, your lovely wife.
Yes, it was during the time I was in Bible school that I met her, because she didn't come to Bible school, but she was in
Okay.
Scunthorpe.
Okay.
It was during one of my holidays that I went to stay with a friend of mine who had been a couple who had been missionaries in this country.
Okay.
Tim and Kerry Griffiths.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you met her.
That's right.
And so what attracted you to her? That's an important question. Let's know now what actually attracted you to this lovely, beautiful lady.
It might shock you that I wasn't really interested in her.
Initially. And so
Initially, I wasn't,
uh-huh.
because I really wasn't looking for a woman in my life. I wasn't looking for marriage.
Uh-huh.
My focus was on, following the Lord and all that. And, I had sort of blinkers on. I wouldn't allow myself to see anything. But there was a friend of mine, I call him my English dad. He's passed away now.
Mm-hmm.
He and his wife have passed away. Who put me up? Now, I think I'll back up a little bit and tell you the story of how I got to Scunthorpe. Now, the couple I was telling you about, the missionary couple, I went to stay with them during some of our holidays.
Right, in Scunthorpe?
College. No, they lived in Shrewsbury then.
Okay.
Shrewsbury, which is
That is Tim and Kerry.
Tim and Kerry.
They were missionaries in Makum in Maburka.
That's right.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
So I went to stay with them in Shrewsbury. And then during the holiday, they said, well, during that time, they suggested I go to Scunthorpe and to work in a Christian fish and chips coffee shop, actually. They call it the Full Cup. It was there that this man, my English dad and mom, really, they run it. So I went to work there and therefore stayed with them. So it was during that time that I met Julie at church. And I wouldn't even, you know, I think, what's his name? My English dad wanted her to sit near me because he was trying to kind of arrange.
Was that
He
see?
dared me. He dared me to sit because he knew that I liked him. So he dared me. You know.
Okay.
To sit next to him, so I did.
That's good. I like that. So you sat next to him
Yeah.
in church, and he was eyeing you, and you were eyeing him. Okay, that's a good one.
Not
Because
really
I
at
wasn't
that
paying
time.
any attention.
Oh no. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but we went to his house and he would bring us around with some people, and he was very funny. John Scarrett, you have actually met him, and I remember once when he said that, you know, you're into deliverance. He said, do you deliver babies? Yeah, so we stayed, I said, with John, and after a while, I kind of, you know, it was a gradual sort of process, really, where I got to start to go out with Julie. And then it got to a point where I felt, you know, I can't go on like this. You know, I have to ask the Lord already if this is the right thing I'm doing or not. And certainly he showed me, I got the assurance that it was. And so we started going out properly.
Oh, that's interesting.